Hello, my name is Susan Burgess and I'm the property manager and head gardener here at Pitmeaden Garden, a property in the care of the National Trust for Scotland. In this video I'm going to take some cuttings from pelargoniums. Pelargoniums will happily grow outside and flower all summer, but in the winter they need to come in for some more protection. They're not hardy, they're half hardy, and it is possible to take cuttings from them in the late spring and you can grow on new plants which will flower for you that same summer. And what we need for taking cuttings from a pelargonium is one of last year's pelargoniums, which has got some nice long shoots which we can take cuttings from. We need secateurs to cut that branch. We need the pencil and a label so that we can write down the name of the plant that we've taken the cutting from, and a pot containing a mixture of sharp sand and compost, and a plastic bag to give us a little mini propagator. So take your pelargonium and identify which branch you want to take a cutting from. Here is a nice long shoot. At the moment it's got a bud there which is about to flower. But unfortunately, you'll have to remove that. It seems a shame, but if we snap it off, it gives you a very satisfying snap. And we put that to one side, discard that, because what we want the plant to concentrate on doing is to grow into a strong, healthy plant. If you allow the flowers to develop, then there's too much effort going into making the flowers. But we want the plant to grow a new pelargonium. So I'll take my secateurs, and I'll come down the shoot and identify one of these leaf nodes or junctions. I shall cut it just above this one, and that means that this is a nice clean cut from which another little branch will develop, so the plant is not adversely affected. It'll continue to grow away quite nicely, but the cutting I've taken gives me the opportunity to snip another bit off here just at the base of the leaf node. In this area of the plant there's a lot of concentration of growth hormones, so if we take off the leaf and we take off this extra little bud that's growing there, and also tidy up these loose bits, you can use your secateurs or you could take it off with your finger and thumb, but that saves too much extra debris that could rot if it was going in the compost. I've also spotted another bud here that's starting to develop, and that's another flower head that at this stage needs to be removed. Now this is quite weighty with leaves, so by that I mean there are probably too many leaves on this, so I can easily remove 2 or even 3 of them, because that'll cause less stress for the plant. I think I'll take this one off as well. If it's not easy to snap off, go back to your secateurs or use a knife, because it's quite important to get a clean cut if you can. I'll tidy up any loose raggy edges. And I've now got this cutting which I'm going to put into the compost. Apparently it's easier if you put them around the edge of the pot. Pelargoniums tend to root better. So I shall make a hole against the side of the pot and slide the cutting into it. Now this is quite moist compost already, so what I want to do to finish off, I could fill another 2 or 3 more cuttings in the same pot, and then if I put this plastic bag over the cutting, just like that, in effect what I've made is a little mini propagator. And what this does is reduce evaporation, and you'll find you'll get little droplets of water on the inside of the bag, and that's absolutely fine, and that'll keep the cuttings nice and moist. Put them in a place out of direct sunlight, but somewhere fairly warm. If you've got a hot propagator, that would be fine, sit it on that, but it's not essential. And just leave it, and after a couple of weeks you'll find some new shoots developing on this cutting. And in a further few weeks' time, you'll be able to lift that cutting and pot it on into another pot, and you have another brand new pelargonium. What we mustn't forget is to write on this label the date that we've done it so that you can gauge how long the process is taking, and most important of all, the name of the pelargonium. And lastly, just water in. And that's how to take a pelargonium cutting.